Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I hope you guys are doing well. So today we're going to be filming a makeup video. I feel like I haven't done a makeup tutorial in such a long time. So yeah, let's get into it. So I want to play around with the It's All Good palette by Colourpop. This was sent to me by Shop Betty. And I mean, it was sent to me a while ago, but I feel like there's so many looks you could do with this palette. I just want to like play with it a bit more, you know. So yeah, we're gonna figure out. Oh, look at this shade. It's like a gold vibe. Love that. It's like a glittery gold. Okay, so I had micro needling done on Friday, so my skin is a bit dry, so I'm gonna be using dewy foundations today, but obviously you guys can use your regular. I'm first gonna go in with the, I feel like I have to prime my skin extra well. I'm first going to go in with the Elizabeth Arden Flawless Start Primer. This primer is literally my absolute favorite, as I'm sure you can tell. So my skin is a bit dry from micro needling that I did on Friday, but you can wear makeup within 24 to 48 hours of having the procedure done. It's been like 3 days post-treatment at this point. Okay, so next I'm going to go in with my Kiki Beauty Coconut Priming Water. Okay, for foundation today, I'm going to be mixing two foundations. I'm going to be mixing the Wet n Wild Dewy Luminous Foundation in the shade Cocoa. And I'm going to be mixing the Wet n Wild Foundation in the shade Caramel. This is the matte foundation. I'm going to be mixing these two together because the cocoa is a bit too dark for me, but it's the luminosity that I want from the foundation. So I'm just gonna put some on my makeup tile, and then I'm just gonna mix the two together. I'm gonna go in and blend this into the skin. Already just mixing it with caramel is already like a much better foundation match. This foundation brush that I'm using is the M439 from Morphe. One of my friends was selling her James Charles tabby case with some of the brushes, so I didn't want to spend 3,500 rand on it, so I bought it secondhand. A few brushes are missing, but it's not too much of a big deal because I did have the smaller set from the James Charles. Like I had the eye brush set, so it wasn't a big deal. So yeah, I didn't spend 3,500. I spent like a fraction of it, which honestly, we love spending as little money as possible over here. So next I'm going to go in with my two favorite concealers. It's the L'Oreal Infallible in the shade 336 Toffee and the Revlon Photo Ready in the shade 025 Creme Brulee. I'm just going to highlight the center of my face as per usual. Just a trick for you guys, like I feel like I'm running low on this, but I'm gonna remove the stopper. I felt like I was running really low on my Essence Camouflage Concealer because I use it covered under my brows, and I took out the stopper, you guys, and the amount of product in here, let me just show you. The amount of product in here without the stopper is redonkulous. So if ever you feel like you're running out of product, take out the stopper, and it really helps you like finish up that last bit of product instead of wasting. Okay, I'm gonna take this Switch Beauty Squish Sponge and blend. Also, have you guys missed the tutorials? I have genuinely been so busy with Shop Sanesh, makeup, and all of that stuff, and it was like putting on makeup was like definitely the last thing I was thinking of doing. But there were so many things I was thinking of in that time, you know, like the self-love videos and all of that stuff, and I've just been going through such a transformational change right now because of the fact that, you know, I'm seeing my worth more and more, and I'm realizing that, you know, if you have no boundaries, people will take advantage of you. And I think the people who are taken advantage of, I'm taking full accountability for it, for my situation. But I feel like it's my fault because I lacked boundaries. And when you lack boundaries, obviously, people see that you lack no boundaries and they think that, you know, they can just take advantage of you when and as they please. And I'm sorry, but your girl has boundaries now. And so you're not allowed to take advantage of me when and as you please. Thanks. A pimple on my nose. I'm trying to cover it up with extra foundation. Well, I thought it was a blackhead and I ended up picking it, and I know I scar easily, but like, I took a chance anyway. Love that for me. So I've been doing my whole setting routine a little bit differently, just because yeah, I've just been trying things, you know, changing things up. I think a lot of the time I do get like lazy with my routine, so I stick to the same routine over and over again. But I bought this powder and I kept it in my collection for a while, and I was like, let me just pull it out and use it. This is the Revolution Bacon Blot powder in banana, and I'm gonna pick this up and just set my under eyes. So I use this to set. It's actually a really nice powder, the one in this pressed version. So I would definitely recommend. I actually bought it to keep it in my handbag, but I really go out now, so I'm like, why am I keeping it in my handbag? You know, like if I wait to keep it in my handbag, I'm never gonna ever use it. So yeah, just picking it up and setting the center of my face, my chin as well. So we're just setting at this point. And then I take my banana powder. This is also from Revolution, but I mixed the banana deep and the banana together, because the banana as a baking powder is a bit too like stark, and the banana deep is a bit too yellow. So I like mixing the two so that it creates a nice balance of the two powders. So I'm gonna pick up this powder and just bake under my eyes. And honestly, I feel like when I do this, my under eye area sets so much better. Like, it sets a little bit more flawlessly, if that makes any sense at all. I'm not gonna bake too heavily because my face is already dry, but I'm just gonna focus my bake under my eyes, because I do want the eyeshadow, if there's any fallout, I do want to be able to dust it off. Okay, so for bronzer, I recently got this Revlon New Complexion Powder Compact in the shade Caramel, and Caramel is actually a little bit dark for me, so I've actually been using this as a bronzer. My correct shade would be Spicy Toffee in this, and I've just been using it as a bronzer, and it works so well, you guys, as a bronzer. So just gonna be bronzing up my face. Like, it looks so good as a bronzer. I really love it. And it's a face powder, so it blends super well. No harsh lines. You know, the whole shebang. I mean, even though Revlon does have their prismatic bronzers, I mean, if you do ever happen to buy the wrong shade, because I mean, it happens a lot. If you do happen to buy the wrong shade, you can try it as a bronzer. Usually, sometimes you end up buying a shade that's too dark. If it's too dark, you can use it as a bronzer. If it's too light, you can use it maybe under your eyes. Just a suggestion. But that's typically what I do when I do mess up with buying makeup or cosmetics. I'm getting better at it, but I used to be very bad. Not gonna lie. Okay. Alright, so let's hop onto the eyes. Okay, so I'm gonna start off with my P. Louise eyeshadow base as per usual. Honestly, out of every single eyeshadow base that I've used, I definitely prefer this one over any other one. Ooh, maybe we should do some like burnt orange autumnal vibes for the eyes, because we are officially in autumn and we are officially in my birthday month, which I'm so excited about. Like, I know I shouldn't be excited about turning a year older, but I think, you know what, in the middle of my dead smack in the middle of my 20s, I can say I learned a lot, and I can look back with pride and be like, I learned and I grew, and that's amazing, you know. So yeah, I'm enjoying being 25 for the last couple of weeks, but when it's 26, we're transforming. All right, so I'm gonna go in with the It's All Good palette from Colourpop, and I think I'm gonna start off with this yellowy shade right here. I'm gonna change my brush though. Can't be using the same brush. I'm gonna be using the Morphe M441 brush. This orange shade is called Sunbelt. Can you guys believe that it's already been a year since Pandora's box opened here in South Africa? It's kind of crazy, hey? It's crazy to think that in other parts of the world, like, it's been around for a while, but yeah, it's very crazy, you guys. I think Pandora's box was very eye-opening for me. I think it tested my mental health in more ways than I could have ever imagined, and I think it tested me as a person, and I learned a lot as a result. So yeah, I think that's the most important thing at the end of the day. And you know, I'm all about peace this year. Like, if you're not adding to my peace, you probably don't belong in my life, you know. I am too grown for drama. I'm too grown for involving myself in things that are beyond me, you know. So sometimes you just gotta stay in your lane and focus on yourself, and that's like the most important thing. And I think at the end of the day, this journey in life is so challenging and is so hard that at some point it's like, when do you stop comparing yourself to people who've never lived your life? You know, when do you stop feeling the need to compare yourself to people who are going through their own struggles, going through their own trials and tribulations? Like, you know, life is hard for everyone, not just for a certain group of people, you know. So I've just learned to stop comparing myself, stop comparing my life, stop comparing my goalposts, stop comparing anything in any way, shape or form does not deserve comparison. And for me, it's almost like an injustice. You're doing such an injustice to yourself by comparing yourself to somebody who's never lived your life and will probably never be able to face the demons you faced. So for me, it's like, it's really just coming full circle for me. Everything that I was questioning, everything I wasn't sure about, the friendships I felt like weren't genuine, everything that I was confused about finally made sense, you know? So next I'm gonna go for You Got It, which is this orangey brown shade. And also, I'm just learning to go with my intuition. I have a very bad tendency of like knowing better, but just doing the complete opposite. And for me, it's like, why though? Like, I guess at the end of the day, I really try to see all the good in people, but then I fail myself by just not listening to my intuition from the get-go, you know? But these things are to learn, you know. We learn and we grow, and I think that's the most important thing at the end of the day, is to just learn and grow and become a better version of yourself. And I'm not trying to be a better version of anybody else, you know. I'm only trying to be a better version of who I was yesterday. And I think sometimes when we are caught up in social media, we tend to forget that at the end of the day, it's nice to see things on social media, but don't let what's happening on social media make you feel bad about your circumstances. Not everybody gets to flourish at the same time. I just need to wipe my makeup tile because there's product on here and I don't want it to make a mess. But honestly, you guys, making these are so amazing. And the fact that we sold out like within an hour, oh my god, it was absolutely insane. So yeah, I think we shouldn't let social media become like an unrealistic expectation of what is expected of us, because yeah, not everybody can be on the same wavelength. Not everybody can be on the same success rate as everybody else. Like, we all have our own timelines, we all have our own journeys that God has clearly laid out for us, and obviously there are going to be trials and tribulations that we have to go through along the way, but that's what life is supposed to be. And after you overcome a trial or tribulation, there's something good at the end of the rainbow, you know. So you always have to be cognizant of, I think, just remembering that with every hardship always comes some reward, you know. And it's not a reward that's meant for you. It's not a reward that's meant for everyone. It's a reward that's specifically meant for you, specifically meant to be rewarding to you. So, I mean, I think at the end of the day, it's all about perception and how you perceive the things that are happening to you. But I feel like the power of manifestation is so great, and I've only realized it in lockdown, where I was forced to sit and think about things. And really, guys, even like not entertaining a negative thought for the day makes such a big difference in your life. And yeah, I'm just going on and on, but genuinely it makes such a big difference when you choose to be mindful of what you say and how you treat yourself at the end of the day. So yeah, I think that's super important. I'm gonna go in with this shade right here called Best Life. It has some blue iridescence in it. I'm just going to build some depth. These are like autumnal colors, like the purple, the burnt orange type of vibe. So yeah, for me personally, I just felt like being 25 was a very transformational time for me. And so yeah, I guess to an extent that's also why I've been into like posting about my self-love journey, because it's like I was so heavy in the revelations. Like, you know, sometimes you only realize things afterwards and then you're like, oh my gosh, the fact that I only realized that now is insane. So yeah, I was just realizing a lot of things, and in between like making my business come together and all of that stuff, I was just like, I'm so passionate about this whole self-love journey, because it was such an eye-opener for me, you know. So I really hope I imparted just maybe a little bit of knowledge, a little bit of something, somewhere, somehow, to somebody. And yeah, that's all I can ever really hope for, you know, at the end of the day. Is just help somebody out there who's struggling with their self-love journey, and just let you guys know that it gets better at some point. But also, the self-love journey is so eye-opening, you guys. Like, your eyes are open to things you never considered are possible, or you never considered would happen to you, and it's just like mind-blowing. Absolutely mind-blowing. Okay, so next I'm gonna go in with this glittery shade, or maybe I should go in with Heart to Heart first. Okay, I'm gonna go in with this gold shade called Heart to Heart, because this golden one called Gold Star has like glitter flakes in it. So we want at least to have a base for the glitter to stand out on, almost. Also, another powerful thing that I have realized in the last couple of months is that if you take the time to express how you feel to people and they tell you that your feelings are not valid, I'm sorry, but there is no one living on this earth that can ever tell you your feelings are not valid. And I wish I knew this a couple of years ago, because I would have never tolerated the things I had tolerated had I known that, you know what, my feelings will always be valid. My feelings will always be valid. It doesn't matter at the end of the day whether this person feels like my feelings are valid or not. It's my feelings, and they are valid regardless of how anybody else feels, you know. It's just, there's so many mind-opening things that have happened, and I'm just shook. I'm gonna take Gold Star. Ooh, I'm glad I put that gold down first, because yeah, there's definitely a lot of like spaces that are like left behind. So yeah, if you express how you feel to someone and they tell you that your feelings are not valid, I'm sorry. Nobody has the right to ever tell you that your feelings are not valid. And unfortunately, I had to learn that the hard way. No one's feelings are ever invalid. You know, and I think we all should just learn to respect people's feelings and understand, okay, you feel this way, and I understand that. And I actually am sorry. I acknowledge your feelings, and I'm sorry. Is it so hard for people to just be acknowledging of other people's feelings? Ay. Anyway, I've also been watching a lot of like documentaries. I recently watched the documentary about R. Kelly. Are we allowed to say that guy's name on social media? Mr. Killbobs. And just to hear the amount of disgusting things that he's done, I'm just like, why has nobody done something? Why is he not behind bars? Why is he not behind bars? He's hiding in plain sight. Why is he not? I'm just so over it. Okay, I'm gonna go in with this BX Cosmetics eyeliner pen. I got sent this in last month's Beauty Squad box. I'm still into like criminal series and stuff. Like, that will always be my vibe. Like, I watch Cold Justice here on YouTube, and it just really just interests me. Like, how people solve cases, and like, yeah. If you guys have made it this far in the video, let me know like what documentaries are you guys currently watching, what currently like interests you guys in terms of what you're watching on Netflix, on Showmax, whatever the case may be is. Yeah, I hope this video kind of gives you a representation of like where I'm at mentally. I'm in such a good space mental health wise, you guys. And when I tell you, like, I at the beginning of the year had a little bit of a difficult situation. And you know what, I think from time to time, when you do suffer with anxiety and depression, from time to time you will get your really low lows. And I just had a really low low at the beginning of the year, and then I was like, you know what, I'm not gonna let this get the better of me, and I'm gonna be on the other side of this feeling better about myself. And I also think that that's when the revelations began to come in, is when I made a conscious decision to not let my anxiety get the better of me. I was like, hold up, I am making a conscious decision to not let my anxiety get to me, and not let any outside forces get to me either. Because you know what, when you are on a platform as big as this, and as big as Instagram and all that other stuff, there's always going to be someone who doesn't like what you're doing. There's always going to be someone who doesn't enjoy what you create. And you know what, that's fine. That's fine. Different strokes for different folks, right? And even though different strokes for different folks, a lot of people don't mind voicing their ugly opinions and being ugly on social media, because they can hide behind their devices, which is fine as well. But often I would find that it bothered me. Like, the hurtful things people would say bothered me. But I knew at the beginning of this year, when I got an ugly comment, straight after I had gotten through a transformational change, when I got this ugly comment, I was like, this doesn't even bother me anymore, because I know who I am, and I know that I'm not anything like what is being described. And so I feel like having to get to that point was hard, but now that I'm at that point, it's like it was so worth it. Like going through all the hateful comments, going through all the nasty things, it was so worth it at the end of the day, because it made me become a version of myself that I never imagined was possible. So yeah, I guess at the end of the day, like, introspection is so important. And even though I've been working on my business and I've been so busy, I've also really been busy like adjusting my mindset and adjusting the way I see things. You know, also I keep saying this, but it's like I never take my advice. I kept saying that hurt people hurt people. People who are hurt will hide behind their devices and leave hurtful comments online. That's what hurt people do. But that should never be a reflection of you as a person. And so I stopped, you know, sort of like allowing that to be my narrative. I stopped allowing that to consume me. Because at the end of the day, regardless of what happens, I have had so many times where I was not feeling the greatest, and then I hopped on a live video on Instagram or, you know, on TikTok, and there are so many people that are so encouraging. So many people that want to see you thrive and want to see you be successful. And you know, at the end of the day, it's like if I have all of that support, I don't need to worry about the people that do not support me or the people that don't like me. You know? So, I mean, I like me. And I think that's important. And I think sometimes, you know, we forget that if you don't like yourself, how do you expect anybody else to like you? You know? We're always finding something wrong with our appearance. We're always finding some reason to put ourselves down. And so for me, like, this whole self-love journey just needs to be holistic. It needs to be like, if you can't love yourself, how in the hell are you going to expect anybody else to love you? Never mind that. How in the hell are you going to love somebody else? You know, so that's just my thought processes right now. That's just where I'm at, like, in terms of mindset. I'm using my Benefit Hoola Bronzer. So, I mean, you know, I'm back. I'm ready to get back into makeup and get back into producing makeup content. But yeah, I think my content and what I produce is a direct reflection of how I'm feeling and a direct representation of, you know, my thought processes right now. Period. I don't have anything to hide when it comes to being on this platform, because at the end of the day, I never wanted to feel like it's going to be a job pretending to be someone I'm not. You know? It's so important to always be yourself. I'm using the Ofra highlighter. I think this one is in Rodeo Drive, because it comes part of like a trio. I'm using this top one. And to all of the people that want to start YouTube channels and stuff like that, you know what? You gotta start a YouTube channel, but don't expect handouts from people. Don't expect that you're going to get viewers and subscribers and you're going to get monetized from the very beginning. It is a process to get there. And some people flourish quicker than others. Some people, like myself, take a little bit more time. Also, on the 1st of March, we celebrated 7 years here on YouTube, which is a very, very long time. And so my best advice is to do it because you love doing it. Don't do it because you see there's monetary value. Because let me tell you, you lose steam very quickly and you become demotivated very, very quickly. And it's normal and it's only human to compare. It's only human to expect certain things, but also manage those expectations by being realistic, you know? And I obviously, like, I didn't have a blueprint when I started this. And a lot of people ask me, like, Sanesh, oh my god, like, you need to, like, tell us how you got here. And I didn't have a blueprint. Nobody was there helping me every step of the way. And I recently, not recently, but like over a year ago, I decided to invest in my social media online presence. And I invested in Kanya's course. So if you guys don't follow Kanya, she is on social media. She knows everything about social media, everything about marketing, and she can help you even if you're struggling with your niche. So I highly recommend her. And since watching her videos and since being enrolled in her course, I'm realizing that there's a lot of things I didn't take into consideration when I decided to start a YouTube channel. You know, obviously now this is becoming my career, so I have to spend a little bit more time, be a little bit more pedantic about things. But I think if you guys are really struggling about it, I think she's probably the best person to talk to. Like I said, I didn't have a blueprint, and even though now I kind of have things figured out, I don't really have everything figured out, and I would love to have everything figured out, but I really don't have everything figured out, you know. So for me, it's like the one thing that has been constant in this whole journey is just like hard work and determination. You know, you just need to be determined to get to where you want to be. And don't skimp on the hard work. So yeah, I'm using MAC Clam Lipliner, and I do apologize, you guys. I think it's discontinued by MAC, but I really hope they bring it back, because sometimes they'll say stuff is being discontinued and then people make a hoo-ha and they bring it back. So I really hope they bring it back, but we can only pray and hope. Okay, so I'm gonna go in with the Powder Kiss Liquid Lip Color. This is in the shade Date Maker. It's a really nice, I want to say like autumnal shade. So yeah, that's pretty much where I've been, what I've been doing, how I've been feeling. Okay, I'm gonna go in with MAC Fix Plus. I haven't gone in with MAC Fix Plus in a while, but because my skin is dry, I'm just gonna oh my god, the smell of MAC Fix Plus is being so reminiscent. Oh, reminiscent of the first time I purchased my first Fix Plus and I sprayed it, you know. Also, another thing that I've been feeling is, you know, sometimes you go through these changes and it feels like, when am I going to get to the point where I need to be, you know? And I swear to you, the day Shop Sanesh makeup launched, there was such this fulfilling feeling of this is exactly where I need to be right now. This is exactly how things are supposed to play out right now. It felt so like, it was so weird. It genuinely was like so weird. Okay, so I'm gonna go in with my Carver Lashes Vault collection, and I'm gonna be using the style Baby. So yeah, I hope, you know, to all my young followers out there, regardless of what you may be going through right now, regardless of how hard life is right now, you know, your time will come, and all the hardships that you're going through right now will be a distant memory. And just have faith and keep manifesting the life you want for yourself. I don't think we realize the power that we have over our lives with manifestation and with being mindful of what we do and what we encourage and setting up boundaries and just being cognizant of the decisions we make in life. You know, sometimes I think as people we forget the basic principles of humanity because we're so caught up in being, I don't know what's the word, maybe selfish to an extent, but we forget that the way you treat people is inviting your own karma. You know, what goes around comes around. And yes, we're all trying to really be the best versions of ourselves, but at the end of the day, it's like, if you're not a good human being, don't complain when good things don't come back to you. You know, for me, that's what I feel is important. And you know what, guys, I'm not perfect, and I will never be perfect, but I'm learning about how to be kinder, gentler to myself before other people. It's so easy to be kind and gentle to other people, but the real struggle is when you try and be kind and gentle to yourself. So yeah, that is it for my little chit chat, where I've been, how I've been doing, where's my head at kind of video. yeah, I really hope you guys have enjoyed this. Comment down below, let me know what you guys would like to see next in terms of makeup looks. It's autumnal now, so we're gonna go into some grungy vibes, some darker lips. You know, we're just gonna have all the vibes. All the vibes, as far as I'm concerned. But yeah, definitely comment down below and let me know what you guys would like to see next. That is it for this video. I really hope you guys have enjoyed. Let me know if you guys have any thoughts on anything I've said, or yeah, what your experiences have been throughout the year, and yeah, what's been going on. Anything you guys want to say, comment down below, let me know. I love you guys so much. Don't forget to slay all day every day with and without makeup. Before I forget, I know last week I did not put any Sanesh squad members of the day, and that is because genuinely I was so busy and editing in between doing a whole bunch of other stuff. Today's Sanesh squad member of the day is Marlene Charles. She says, I love your eye makeup, it's so beautiful. And this was on my Elizabeth Arden foundation review video. Thank you so much, Marlene, for watching. She is one of the most consistent subscribers I have ever come across. And there's so many of you, I'm dropping things, there's so many of you that are also so consistent in the comment section. So thank you guys so much for all the love and support. I love you guys so much. Don't forget to slay all day every day with and without makeup, and I'll talk to you guys in the next one. Bye bye.